Good morning, Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Okay, it's not yet afternoon, so I wanted to talk to you guys as I sip my black coffee in the mornings. As you may or may not know, I get hyped and I get charged. I talk to myself and I answer myself. I come to conclusions and solutions, and I trust me. So anyway. Thank you for stopping by. As I said, it's early. You see the title, Joe Biden pardons his crackhead son, Hunter Biden. That's not alleged. He's a crack smoker. I don't know if we can call him a loser because he just got a sweet deal. I'm going to play some video footage. I'm flabbergasted, as they say. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Sleepy Joe, who I did not vote for, who I don't like him. And rarely do I say I don't like someone. I don't like him. A bold-faced liar, you know. And I want to comb through some of the things that he has ignored by way of Black and Hispanic people and others, Irish, Italian, who are serving lengthy jail sentences now for drug dealing, drug possession with the intent. But they didn't have the low-level loss of dignity to film themselves, as this piece of shit did, Hunter. There's no other way to describe him, just a piece of shit. If you have not seen the video footage, just Google Hunter Biden smoking crack, and you can see him smoking the crack, filming himself, putting the crack rock on the scale. He's got some type of females. I don't know if they're whores or not. I mean, I want to say they're whores, but who knows? People suing everybody these days. Maybe they were just, I don't know, drug runners, if you will. Either way, he's gotten a full pardon, not just for the tax evasion, the firearm possession, and the possession of drugs and paraphernalia, but he's gotten a pardon for, I think, 6 or 7 years going back. Just give me some time. I'm going to play some video footage, and we will get up to speed on this fully because I'm not clear. But I really think it's a slap in the face to Americans, not just, Democrats, conservatives, Republicans, but it's a slap in the face to people who trusted this man or who have trusted the legal system, and who is still locked up doing decades for possession of drugs and other things. I mean, if you're a murderer, okay, well, we can't necessarily do too much about that, but drugs, wow. Good morning in the live chat. I see you guys on the phone lines. Just give me some time because, again, I'm just in the mornings when I'm sipping my coffee, I'm like zoom, just talking to myself. And all morning long, I took a drive to the supermarket and I kept saying, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is the man who, and I don't mean to kick any dirt in Charlemagne lesser charges direction, but this is the man that had the audacity to say to a syndicated radio host, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's my main topic of discussion this morning, soon to be afternoon, okay? Joe Biden pardons his crackhead son, Hunter. Now, showrunner, relationship advice, the joy of being single. I'm the best person to give you relationship advice. Some of you may or may not remember, I used to write for the Source magazine, Hip Hop Weekly for years and years and years. And I had a column called Hater Advice in Hip Hop Weekly. And you see the smile on my face, the jovial spirit that I have. And I say spirit for lack of better words. That's because I live a stress-free life. Stress-free, not saying that I don't have, nice relationships with females. And when I do date on my terms, it's I can be a person who's happy, and I'm in relationships, I think I'm a very good partner. I'm very good partner. But I want to talk about the joy of being single, and I don't want to, push. You should be single. No. I just want to talk to some of you who are single, and maybe you're not fully taking advantage of single life. And don't listen to people who are going to constantly tell you, oh, you should get married. Those are the people who don't want to see you happy, or those are the people who think you're too confident or you're too sure of yourself. Those are the people who are lying to themselves when they say you should get married. Yo, you should what? Get married? Well, why? I got a couple of notes here with regards to that showrunner. And Sunday may or may not tap in. I'd love to have any female, if you want to call in, not to argue, but maybe you live a single life. Let's agree on this. Let's try to assist others who may be single, older women in your 40s or 50s, and maybe you're battling depression. Do you know I've never been depressed? Never. I've never been bored in my life. The word bored is not even in my vocabulary. There's just not enough hours in the day for me. I've always got something to do, to the point where I say, oh God, I'll get to that tomorrow. Or, oh man, next week I want to talk about that, the joy of being single, okay? Also, guys, a little bit later, I have to ask anybody from the New York area or the New York tri-state, should the New York Jets be sold, the franchise? Come on, enough's enough. Enough's enough. I've been trying to hang in there. I mean, listen, I'm born and raised in New Jersey, so it's Giants all day. But the Jets, the number one market, I mean, come on. If you can't even get close to the playoffs, sell the franchise. Sell it to Connecticut. Connecticut will rep the Jets. Going to get an amen in the live chat. Anybody from Connecticut, it's time. It's time to do something. Aaron Rodgers caught a lick. The Jets were a lick. I can't be mad at him for catching a lick. And what did they lose? The last 8 games? Hey, Tiara, 516, how are you?
I'm good. Long-time listener. And
thank you, baby.
I know you like to pick, your listeners. You like to pick our brains. But I'm surprised that you are bothered by this. I'm talking, I've been listening to you since 8 years old. I'm 37.
Okay.
Or 9, whatever. I'm a long-time listener of you. Mm-hmm. Were you bothered at the Supreme Court's decision for immunity for Donald Trump? If this bothers you, were you bothered by that?
Well, hang on. You're asking a question, or you're answering a question with a question. But I'll let you get that one off. The president, whoever he or she may be, we have to give them a certain level of immunity, whether you like the president or not. They have to do their job. They have to do the job, and I'm a big supporter of people voting, whoever you vote for. If you've been watching me and listening to me, as you say, you should know I've never said, oh, you should vote for Trump, right? I say just vote.
Right.
If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So that's my
answer. Right.
That's
not
my
voting is
right. So that's my answer to your question with regards to Donald Trump. Somebody's going to be in that White House regardless, and he's not the only president who has done things that he could be held accountable for. But let's go to Hunter Biden. Have you seen some of the video footage of his actions?
Yeah, I saw him smoking crack. Yeah, I saw him. I seen him. Mm-hmm. But this doesn't sound like something like. I just feel like the era. I think Joe Biden did this because the era of quote unquote Donald Trump has ushered in a lot of chaos. It's ushered in a lot of people feeling comfortable, getting away from norms, getting away from things like accountability. And I think at this point, somebody like Joe Biden, 80-something years old, on his way out the White House, not going to serve another term again, just was like, fuck it. Excuse me. I'm going to do it because, like
I need you to watch the language. I need you to be accountable.
Yes, I will.
Okay,
No problem.
hang on. It's early in the daytime. I would like to monetize this show. Okay, let me say that.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right.
The algorithm of and the norms. We're just getting away from all these traditions and norms of respect, and it does set a bad precedent. I'm bothered by it too because it seems almost retaliatory. Because everything is Dems and Republicans. This back and forth contentious thing going on. I just think that I'm not surprised. I'm not mad at him for doing that, and I just think it's just the era of Trump, and you see it all across the world. Just this getting away from norms and certain values that kind of held us together, and it's just, hey, he could do it. Why not? Donald Trump at this point.
Let me jump in and say, I don't know you. You've been watching me over the years, but let me just also say this about myself. This is the objective perspective. You don't really, you can't say, oh, you know what I'm going to say, or you can't pigeonhole me, because the reason why I do take a lot of calls and listen to people is because I'm not a know-it-all. And as time goes on, I have reconsidered some of my positions from long ago. Let me just say that. Now, with regards to you, are you a mother or a grandmother? Who am I speaking to?
I'm a mother.
Okay.
I have 3 sons.
Okay. Oh, three sons.
3 sons.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 boys.
So,
okay, and
hold on. Let me ask you a question. So you've got 3 boys.
Sure.
I don't know how old they are, but let's just say one of your sons got caught up in something and totally innocent, but he was marginalized, profiled, and then given a 5-year sentence. A 5-year sentence. And how would you respond and say, well, this is the era of Trump, it is what it is. How would you feel as a mother?
Well, I just want to tell you, when I say that's the era of Trump, this is me looking at things objectively, where I've seen a shift. I'm only 37, but paying more attention and locking into just the climate, I just see a shift in this, like I said, this algorithm of forgetting about norms. Nobody's caring about what precedents may set, all the way from the government on down. And I would not be, I would want certain things to be in place to fight that kind of decision. I would not go down quietly, because this is America. We have resources, we have rights, we can, try to reverse certain decisions. I would not be happy about that. You're saying basically if he was jailed unfairly, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Hold on. And I can hear what you're saying. See what you're saying with regards to the legal system. And that sounds great. But I said profiled and marginalized and given 5 years. Your response would be, well, this is the era of Trump. I guess I just got to take that. Hang on. I just got to take that one on the chin.
No, we don't. I mean, what can we do? There's things that happen. Like I wasn't happy that, like you said, he has that right as president. Donald Trump, excuse me, he done pardoned a lot of people that I felt like they should have saw their sentencing. Most notable Kodak Black. There's a lot of people who sentenced.
Can I interrupt you and say, let's get back to your son? You keep talking about
Trump. I would fight.
You keep talking about Trump. I'm talking about your son.
I would fight. I would definitely not go down.
Okay.
I would definitry fight and try to reverse that decision.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting. And I don't even hang on. It's not a laughing matter. Please don't laugh. We're having a conversation early in the daytime. Let's save the laughing for nighttime. I'm fighting. Okay. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a man of influence. I have babies out here, thousands who look to me. I'm not just going to watch some piece of dung, horse dung, get a pardon, and he's been filming himself with no dignity. And then your baby could reach a poor, maybe not even a poor decision, but a fate, and get a decade, whereas he just got not even a slap on the wrist. But go ahead, finish up.
Like I said, just looking at things objectively, it just seems like the algorithm has changed. There's a shift in ethics and morals, and people just We don't have those guardrails anymore. Not guardrails. I just feel like it's an era of chaos right now, and he doesn't have nobody to explain himself to. I mean, he does, but he doesn't have to because look what all is happening.
All right. I appreciate the call. Thank you for your call.
All right.
Okay. Folks, you know, this is the daytime. Whether I agree with you or not, I want you to speak, you know. I want you to speak. Do not accept something like this. This decision that has been made should be brought up to the next nominee for the Democratic Party. If you ask me, huh? The arrogance of this man and the crime bill and other things that he has stood on. If you want to put Trump on the table, okay, but just come on. I don't even have a biological kids, and I'm bothered by this decision. Hey, Janella, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, if you want to cam up, I would love to have somebody cam up on screen, another female, because like I said, Sunday may or may not be available. I would like to have a female perspective with regards to the joy of being single. Not that you have to agree with me, okay? One more call, and then I do want to get back to some more of this video footage here. Let me go to area code 561. It's now afternoon. Are you there? 561. Talking about Joe Biden giving his son
Hunter
a pardon. How are you?
Doing good. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. Where do you want to start?
Good. I just want to say that when I heard about the Joe Biden pardon, I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't upset because it happens every day, right? And what automatically came to my mind was LeBron James. Okay. He put his son in a position to succeed when you got many other ball players out there that have paid dues and run laps, do whatever they do, and they're even better than his son.
Okay.
But he was in a position to elevate his son. So Joe Biden is in a position to, pardon his son. So I know it's kind of like on a different level. LeBron James' son didn't do anything illegal or anything like that. It's on a different level.
Sir, was Bronny James smoking crack, playing with guns, and avoiding taxes? Come on, man. I mean, I'm letting you speak, but is that your analogy? Are you serious? Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, because it happens every day in society because, people give people jobs that they're not qualified for just because they know them.
Okay.
So I mean, it happens every day on a different level is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Are
you a father? Are you a father?
I mean,
are you a father?
No, I'm single, never been married, no kids.
Okay.
53 years old.
Oh, salute to you. Do you want to chime in on the showrunner's statement? It's not even a question, it's a statement. The joy of being single. You want to jump in there?
Yeah. Hey, if I were to give advice, I would say stay single as long as you can. Just stay single as long as you can, man. I mean, it's a lot of freedom out there, and especially stay single if you can get the milk without the cow.
Can I jump in and can I just jump in and ask you a question? Never mind all that sex and hanging out and females. You said you're 53.
Yes.
I'm going to take a wild guess and just say you're probably healthy. Yes? No?
Yeah. I'm healthy.
Sir, I'm 60. I don't take any medication. I might take a B12 injection once in a while. I may pop a vitamin C if I feel a slight cold coming on. If I want to get in the gym and really just bang the steel, pause. I'll take some Pharmasus 300, but I don't need anything. The body heals itself. You ever heard of that?
Sure.
The body heals itself. And it's just a theory. I haven't done any real research. Men who are single, we consume what our bodies want, what they need. as opposed to sitting down to a table and somebody who, you may love her, she loves you, but she's giving you a plate of death 4 days out of a week, sir. And the plate of death leads to cholesterol, hypertension, cataracts, glaucoma, scurvy, gout, huh? So that's my theory. The body heals itself, and you're better off being single because you're not consuming all the fatty acid. When you want water, sir, you go get water, right or wrong.
That's right.
Yeah. But if you were married, she'd be bringing you a Mountain Dew and giving you a kiss on your cheek. I'll let you finish up.
You're right, because I got friends who feel that they're obligated to eat and drink whatever their wife brings them. And
they're on meds.
She been
and they're on meds.
She been in the kitchen working all day, so I have to go home and eat. I'm like, man, you better eat a salad, man.
Are they on meds?
Chubby right there.
Are they on meds?
Yeah. Hey, man, blood pressure medicine and pre-diabetes, all that stuff, man. Yeah, they're on meds, man.
Help them, Jesus. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, later, sir.
Okay. The body heals itself. I'm sipping some Pellegrino here right now. Salute to you niggas out there. As you get older, something happens, you go to the doctor, the next thing you come back telling us, yo, I gotta start drinking more water. That's a very common thing. I've been hearing that for decades. And then they start telling other people to drink water. Anyway, let me go to area code 919. Hey, good afternoon. This is an early edition. We're talking about Joe Biden pardoning his crackhead son, Hunter. Are you there? 919.
Peace, Star. This is Zach.
Hey,
calling out of Durham, North Carolina.
Hey, man, your phone's a little muffled, sir. Are you under the blanket hiding from wifey? Why do you sound like that, sir?
Nah. Can you hear me good, Star? You hear me?
It's a little crazy. Can you make the adjustments? You're calling from Durham.
Let me take you off speaker.
Oh, he's got the fly nigga headset. Give me a second.
The fly headset. How's that, Star?
A little better. How are you, sir? Where do you want to start? We're talking
about a little better.
Joe Biden first. Pardon.
Well, Joe Biden, he pardoned his son. What's new? I ain't really into politics. I ain't into politics like that, but I'll say this. I already know most people who they just going to flip it and say, well, Donald Trump does this and Donald Trump. Yeah, we're not talking about Donald Trump. Stay focused. You know how they do, Star. I wanted to talk about the luxury of being a single man.
The joy of single life.
The joy.
Go ahead.
The joy of single life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
35, money straight, can do what I want, got my own crib, paid off.
Yeah.
I just got done cooking. My house is clean. My house is fly.
Right.
It's lovely, Star. It's lovely. It's a luxury. Star, it's a luxury that I'm scared to death of losing. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
I'm terrified to lose this luxury because when I talk to friends, family, and people who are married, have children, baby mamas, boom, 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 they are so jealous and envious of me because I get to wake up every day and be at peace.
Yeah.
I ain't got to.
You wake up when you feel like getting out of the bed, not when somebody's telling you, hey, can you drive me to my sister's house? Can you take me to get my nails and my hair done? Huh?
or like you say, I wake up in a good mood every day, and I ain't gotta look at nobody with their lip poked out.
Every day.
What you mad for? What you mad for? This is luxury. You with me? Shoot. And if I want to date, I date when I feel like it.
Yeah.
Come and go as I please. If I want to stay at the crib all day, I wake up in the morning, make some herbal tea, go sit on the back deck, and just chill and just be in my thoughts.
There you go.
And nobody.
How old are you again, sir?
Here to disrupt it.
How old are you again?
35.
Okay, I just want to say 35. I want to say one thing, that I'll let you land your plane. Be careful hanging out with married men. 95% of them lie to their wives, and they will use you. I only know 2 people. One lives in Georgia, and the other one lives in Brooklyn. Married guys who are, for the most part, truthful to their wives. The rest of them lie. and you don't want to get caught up in somebody lying and blaming you to their wives. Go ahead and finish up.
You preaching to the choir. For one, I don't really hang out with dudes.
Yeah.
Number two is all my friends, most of the time, my friends, girlfriends, and wives, they don't like me because of the single man energy that I bring around. They don't like it.
Right.
They don't like the fact that I'm not miserable the way their boyfriend and husband is.
Facts.
So they don't like that.
Facts.
I already know the deal, Star. So I protect my peace. I protect this joy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Appreciate you, Star.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Appreciate you always promoting supreme well-being, too.
Hey, man,
appreciate you, Star.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Supreme well-being. Let me get his banner ready to go here. I'm not kicking dirt on nobody who's married. It's just not what I want to do, you know? And I'll just say one other thing here with regards to the excuse that people always try to say when you're single. They say, well, who's going to take care of you when you get older? Well, why would I need someone to take care of me? Is that what a spouse is for? A maid? Well, I might as well pay somebody if it gets to that point, or go into an assisted living facility. Hell, I got insurance. Gonna get an amen in the live chat. Who's gonna take care of me? If I'm not married, I'll probably live longer. Hang on a second, guys. Janine, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Yes, I would like a female, not to argue with, but maybe you're single. Just cam up. Where's my cam up email address? I put it on the screen here. There it is. Let me see if Sunday said she's busy. I told Sunday I was going live at 2:00 today, and then I decided to go live early, so I can't expect her to be available. Or any other female. Tiffany, if you're available. Tiffany called in the other night, guys, in case you don't know. Tiffany, who does the timestamps for the rebroadcast, she called in. Okay. All right. Let's go to area code 215. Good afternoon. We're talking about Sleepy Joe giving his crackhead son Hunter a pardon. Any thoughts? Do you care? Area code 215.
Peace.
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 Hey.
Can you hear me?
It's a little crazy, sir. Are you on some type of African headset? What's going on?
Hold on, my bad.
Give me a second, guys.
There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. All I ask is that you watch the language. It's a little too early. Okay.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. That's not a problem.
Where do you want to start?
So first and foremost, peace and blessings.
Yes, sir.
And in addition to that, the white man is king. The white man is king, because the same thing that his son is arrested for here in Philly, that cleaned up half of North Philly with those gun and drug charges.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 strike rules.
Mm-hmm.
It cleaned up North Philly.
Yeah.
It cleaned up North Philly, and the majority of the black males that I used to run around with, in the late 90s, early 2000s, you're talking about guys that got 15, 20, and 30-year sentences.
Talk about it.
For the same exact thing. And with that, it was in addition to, into Biden's, into his programming. So, that's basically where we're at. And again, I can't reiterate enough. The white man is king, man. He exonerated his son of all charges. So basically, he got a get out of jail free card, and he didn't do any snitching.
Well, if I
got a salute.
So stay with me.
Talk to me.
Stay with me. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I can't agree that the white man is king. I was raised by a man from Durham, North Carolina, and he told me the white man is the master of tricknology. So, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
My bad. Okay, let me walk that back.
No, it's fine.
Let me walk that back.
It's fine.
I don't mean it. My bad. I don't mean in a sense of, I'm talking about in regards to the rules that's laid out and how we're playing this so-called game. That's what I'm talking about. I've never heard of this before.
Okay.
Clear evidence.
Yeah.
Record. You're on record.
Yeah.
and you walked away scot-free.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't be mad at it. If that was my son or daughter, come on, Star. You don't.
If I can jump and let me just respond, and then I'll let you land your plane. I'm
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm speaking about it. I'm bothered by it. You know, I don't have, again, biological kids, but I've had some close friends whose sons and daughters have done like 5 years. One of them, great kid. I saw him. His mother and father used to change his Pampers. He got sat down for 6 years behind he was just with some other guys, and I think they went down to Florida, and they all got caught with a bunch of drugs, not even guns, drugs in the car. And they've got some law, I forget, I used to have the paperwork on it in Florida, some type of all-inclusive law. If you're in the vehicle and nobody tells whose drugs it is, everybody get it. Yes, sir. Everybody gets sentenced the same.
Yes.
And I said, damn, they set him down for 7 years, man. So, again,
man.
So I'm not giving Joe Biden no props. I'm not just going to say, well, it is what it is. I mean, that's for other people to do. But I feel for young people who are going to get caught up like this guy, and then they're going to see a decade. Go ahead and land your plane.
Bingo. But that's all I had to say. And the Cash App actually should be coming. It's come on, man, in regards to my area code. So it should be, you should hear the ding prior to me hanging up.
Salute. Have a good day, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out.
Folks, I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just, as I've gotten older, believe it or not, I've gotten more hardcore. Some people get older and they get soft. I've just learned how to harness, my confidence. But I'm still the same. Confident, conceited, and convinced. Still the same. But, and I'm going to play more video footage. Just hang on. Let me just load another video up here. But I find it to be a slap in the face of all Americans if you know Joe Biden's history, what he stood for once upon a time on that Senate floor, and how he spoke about drugs and crime. And what is his excuse now? What may happen to him under the Trump administration? What may happen to him? Hell, if that's a goddamn case, well, then maybe people nationwide, especially blacks and Hispanics, maybe you should start filing some type of grievance or complaints against the judicial system. Well, my son might get raped. He might get killed. He's from a certain area, and if you put him in a prison where there's other gang members, he might get harmed. We're not even talking about that here. He's just saying under the Trump administration. Area code 917. Good afternoon. This is an early show. Please watch the language. 917.
Hey, Star.
Hey.
Hey, Star.
Hey.
Miss Cullen, how are you?
Hey, it's very loud in the background. Very loud.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me get you off my Bose headphones.
Give it a second.
Hold on. So, my point is this. Is anybody really surprised? Is it still noisy in the background, Star?
It's okay. Is this Colleen?
Yes. Hi.
Hey. Good to hear from you. I want you to speak. I don't want to chime in. I'm bothered by this. You don't have to be, but I'm not taking that position. Well, this is what was expected. Go ahead.
Is anybody surprised, though? He denied it multiple times that he was going to pardon his son. Even his bum ass. Is that a curse?
That's fine. That's fine.
Karine, whatever her name is, the White House press secretary, she also said he would not be pardoning his son for the crimes that he committed. I mean, no sentencing was handed down, to my understanding.
No.
He committed heinous crimes. This man has been smoking crack and involved in sex trafficking for as long as possible, like for as long as we can remember.
Yeah.
But you also have to think back on his background. He had a severe brain injury when he was a child, right? So he's, half sunad because of that, right? And Jill Biden used to be his babysitter. So who knows what kind of shenanigans he was exposed to as a child that made him think that it was okay to get involved with sex trafficking. It was okay for him to smoke crack with former D.C. Mayor, may he rest in peace, Marion Barry. It was okay to lay down with his brother's wife while his brother was dying of cancer. It was okay to get his brother's wife hooked on cocaine.
Right.
Like, why is anybody surprised that the Democrats that Joe Biden would put us up like this?
Right.
Nobody should be surprised. This is what the DNC is all about. Projection and hypocrisy, period. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stop being delusional. I live in the Bronx. I was raised in the Bronx. I have been in the Bronx my whole life. I am a school teacher in the Bronx. The Bronx has been home to the poorest congressional district in the United States since the 1950s. Okay? The Democrats do not care about you. They give themselves a pass, and everybody else goes to prison. Joe Biden labels black men super predators, along with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I was going to say that was Hillary Clinton's
yeah, but he
language.
He chimed in. He concurred. He passed that bill.
Right.
he passed that bill into law.
Right.
He made incarceration, incarceration the soup du jour for blacks and Latinos in New York.
It's a fact. Yeah.
If they were caught selling crack. Meanwhile, white boys who were caught with cocaine got a pass if they had money. This is insanity. But you know what? This is what they did. But you have to understand, they were playing it. They were doing all kinds of interference. They were projecting onto Donald Trump. I do not believe that he raped anybody, especially that nut job, whatever her name is, who used to write for Glamour. I don't believe he raped her. What were you doing? If
we can watch that word because of the algorithms, Colleen, I'm sorry. But let me jump in for a second. You and I have spoken before, and I appreciate you. Okay, so as you said, no one should be surprised. I mean, even the fact that he did say via X, formerly known as Twitter, no one is above the law. So what happens now moving forward? You see, that's why I'm bothered. Moving forward, I'm not just going to say, oh, well, it is what it is. I can't do that, being on the microphone here and talking to people and delivering these news stories and, chiming in, giving my perspective, trying to be objective most of the times. What happens moving forward? Is there anything with regards to the prison industrial complex that needs to be reworked, or just something that doesn't allow this to be the standard of white privilege?
Well, you see what happened at Rikers, right? Last week, there was like a monumental decision where Rikers is now going into receivership. They're going to privatize Rikers.
Rikers Island in New York, for those who don't know.
Yeah, Rikers. Okay. The Rock. Rikers Island, okay? They're going to privatize Rikers. It's not to say that Rikers wasn't a house of horrors, because a lot of horrible things happened there. But they're going to privatize it now. These people the Democrats play a long game. Yeah. This has been in the works for a very long time. If the Republicans are going to be racist, let them be racist. At least right up front when they say goofy shit. When they say goofy things.
Colleen,
that you're dealing with.
Watch the language, please. Go ahead.
Sorry. That you're dealing with a racist. I'm sorry, but this is infuriating that somebody like Hunter Biden is held to a lower standard, while everybody else is held to a different standard.
I just want to say one thing, because you are in the educational system for well over closer to 2 decades, right? In the Bronx, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard you with regards to some of his possible shortcomings when he was younger, Hunter Biden, but he has excelled in the world of business. So I can't use that as an excuse or accept that as
this is what I think.
Hang on. As a bargaining chip. We've all got people who have dyslexia, people who have been shot, evicted. They've lost everything, and they have managed to bounce back and still get 5 and 10 years over charges, a quarter of what this guy is now walking away from. Good, land your plane. Land your plane, please.
And that's what the infuriating part. You also have to keep in mind that Daddy pulled the strings to get Hunter Biden into the Navy. Yeah. After the age date, so he could be some type of JAG lawyer. So there was some kind of finagling going on there where Hunter would be a member of the military, probably to orchestrate more military-based deals. We don't know. that then he was thrown out of the Navy. He was dishonorably discharged from the Navy for cocaine and crack cocaine use.
There you go.
It's appalling.
Yeah.
He's being held to a different standard, and the people really need to speak up.
Yeah.
It's appalling. But, you know, my students and I were talking about it this afternoon, and they're not at all surprised, which is kind of like for me to see students, and my students are special education students, for them to actually be able to verbalize that they're not surprised and they're 14, 15, 16 years old is really upsetting and disheartening. So I'm sorry if I've cursed a lot, but, you know, I have to hear my students say, I'm not, this isn't surprising. This is how the world works. I don't want the world to work like this. So
great
that's
to
all I
talk
have
to you.
to say for
Thank
today.
you, Colleen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Any law students or lawyers want to chime in? You know, it's one thing to say, I'm not surprised. Okay. But moving forward, what type of steps can be taken? What type of steps can be taken? Again, I don't have biological kids, but if I were a parent, I would be like, whoa, wait a minute. So this is how the game can be played. I would use this decision in some type of way as a precursor, you know, for somebody in my family who may or may not get jammed up in some type of way to say, well, you know, Hunter Biden got pardoned for XYZ, and the president of the United States of America, the commander-in-chief, lied to the people. A public servant lied under oath. Therefore, I would like a full dismissal of my nephew. Yes, you caught him with an AR-15, 40 vials of, fentanyl, horse tranquilizer, and three black prostitutes with long Brazilian hair. Yeah, okay, and 1051 fam, I got your donation. He says you can still enjoy the benefits of single life while married. I promise you, marriage is supposed to add to your life. Weak men messed it up. Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong, but are you married? 1051 fam, I forget. The left hand always had a practice of slapping its citizens in the face indirectly. This pardon was just straightforward. They exposed themselves. Yeah. Again, I'm not telling anybody what you should or you shouldn't do in terms of being married or single. I want to focus on the joy of being single. If there's any females out there who want to call in, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to give you any pushback. Just tell us. Tell us about the beauty of not just freedom, but health-wise. There's so many books on stress and bad energy, right? Keeping certain energy and lower chakras out of your path. It doesn't mean that you can't intermingle with people. It doesn't mean that you don't like the opposite sex. I like women. You've heard me say this before. I like the ambiance, the aura, the mystique, conversations. I'm a talker. When I'm in a relationship with a female, I talk. Phone lines are open. Hold on a second. Is this who I think it is? David D. Cordova from Canada. Yes? No? Is that David?
Hey, Star. Yeah, it's David calling in from Toronto.
How are you, man? Let me get your information on the screen. Where do you want to start, sir? Today's religious talk.
Nice. I see the topic about the joy of being single, so I just felt like chiming in on the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I've been single for so long that I'm starting to think that something might be wrong with me. Like, seriously.
Come on.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm worried because I don't have the desire. I don't have the desire to be in a relationship. That's why. It's not that I can't get somebody. I'm more afraid that, like, why I don't want somebody. That's the scary part, because I'm thinking if it's going to catch up with me later on down the road, if I'm going to have like some type of midlife crisis, but I'm already 40. So if I'm not affected now, I can't see it catching up with me later on.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I worry because my peer group at this particular age, like the majority of my friends, they are hitched up, they are in marriages, and there's a lot of pressure, like a lot of social pressure. They all say, Dave, you need to find somebody, and I get a lot of people trying to set me up and hook me up, and I'm just not interested, and that's the thing. So I'm thinking, is something wrong with me?
Let me jump in, David, because today I'm giving advice.
Please.
I'm giving advice.
I need some.
There's nothing wrong with you.
I need some.
Hang on. There's nothing wrong with you. You see, society is very different now. Most people that you will encounter, whether they're male and or female friends and associates, they live on this. They live on this goddamn thing right here. They live on this.
Yeah.
And there's a huge influx, if you will, of married people who have turned their lives, their married lives, into this.
Yeah.
And if you're working together, okay, that's one thing. If you have a business, an online business, and getting out there on Front Street, the two of you, it works for the business. Great. I'm not saying marriage, is a bad thing. It's not for me. So with regards to you, you're how old again? How old?
40 years old.
Okay. In my opinion, at your age, the most important thing you should be thinking about is your health. And your platform, youtube.com / at today's religious talk, no disrespect, but there's no amount of praying or prayer or anything that you're going to do that is going to prevent your body from heading in a certain direction. With all due respect, look at TD Jakes. He was in the middle of his in the middle of his sermon, huh?
Yeah, I saw that.
Had a mild stroke. If you ask me, he went to the hospital. People can say he was acting. His ass went to the goddamn to the ER. But go ahead, jump in there. I'm not rushing you off the line. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then to be honest, the most times I'm stressed is actually when I'm in a relationship. That's when I experience the most amount of stress.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, being single, it's like I don't have that pressure because I find that whenever I'm in a relationship, I'm stressed because I feel the burden of performance. I always feel like I got to do something, or like the person, if you're focused on the person, if they're satisfied, or I always find that I'm either worried or in fear. The fear is this person going to leave me, or is this person satisfied? Am I doing enough? So I find that when I'm in relationships, I always feel stressed. Yeah, it stresses the hell out of me. It really does.
Let's talk behind the scenes, man, because I want to keep the show clean.
Sure.
You've got to talk to some of those older Jamaicans, because I hear you're sounding like you're trying to satisfy and meet a woman's needs. That's the wrong approach. But good to talk to you, man. Good to talk
to you. I feel that. Hey, great show.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right, I'm in.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Hang on a second, guys. Let me go to area code 216. Hey, good afternoon. Early show. Please watch the language. Are you there? 216.
Hello.
Hey,
yes, sir.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Where do you want to start?
Oh, man. All right. So as far as the Joe Biden situation, it's what I expected. But, I mean, think about it. It's politics, right? These guys lie all the time. He knew in the back of his mind what he was going to do, because given the power to free anybody that I cared about, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm not, he's not going to run for re-election ever. He's almost, 1 foot in the grave. So, no disrespect.
Yeah, he's worm food, sir. We know that. But what about what about the Democrats? Are you a Democrat? Can I just ask that?
No, I'm an independent because I don't trust either of the main parties.
Okay.
But that's subjective.
Go ahead.
But he did what I expected him to do, and I mean, given the power to do so, there's people that I would free that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily agree with either. So, I don't really care about that. But as far as like the lying, people going to the main topic, which is the joy of being single, people lie to God. If a person will lie to God when they get married and say, I'm going to be with this person forever through sickness and health and all of that, and then they're like, yeah, I'm going to take that back. If you'll lie to God, you'll lie to me in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But I enjoy personally being single because I like to travel. And when you get to like the middle age range, a lot of these people have children or obligations that prevent them from being able to move the way that you want to move.
Right.
If I wake up tomorrow and I want to go to Hawaii, I can do so.
Did you say how old you are, sir? Did you say how old you are?
I'm 38.
Okay.
I'm 38.
Continue on, please. Continue.
So if, like I said, if I wake up tomorrow and I choose to go to Hawaii, I can do so, and I don't have to ask permission. And likewise, if I disappear for 3 days, I don't have to explain myself to anybody. And, you know, I've got female friends here and there, so I can just call as soon as I touch down, like, hey, you want to go out, grab something to eat, and blah, blah, skip, and they're not gonna, there's no strings attached to it. Whereas if I'm married and I want to go away for 4 or 5 days, I have to explain every single detail of all of that. And sometimes it slows down progress because I try I try to keep myself as occupied as possible with moving from where I am to where I'm trying to get to. And sometimes people are so stuck on what's right in front of them that they can't see, they can't see the forest for the trees. And
if I can jump in for a second, and I want to be clear, I'm giving advice today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm giving advice. You're a young man. Right. You're a young man, you know. Today's dating scene is so different from when I was coming up. I don't even want to tell you about how it was when I was coming up. But everything now is the apps. People can go up under something, a comment that you did, and a trip, and they can comment. They can tear it apart and try to just be malicious in their missions. But you know, I truly believe at this point in time that you have to seek peace and mental health, if you will, you know, without necessarily being adhering to someone else's wants, needs, and desires. Just want to say that. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I agree. One of the biggest arguments I got into in my last relationship, which was one of my longest, was I had liked this girl's post. It wasn't a provocative post or anything, but it was a girl that I knew before I met my partner at the time. Okay. But it just so happens that they knew each other. So she gets to cussing me out and all of this. And I'm like, you know what? You can leave. This is my place. Like, I don't have time to argue about that. So she's like, you know, unfollow her, blah, blah, blah. I unfollowed the girl. The very next day, like, there's a restaurant beneath the apartment building that I was staying in. Very nice restaurant and whatnot. But the girl took pictures standing outside of there. I didn't see it because I had unfollowed her. The girl who I kicked out of my apartment calls me like, I can't believe you had her over there. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I went on the girl's page.
If I can jump in for a second, sir, do you have a child with the female who's kicking up a little dust?
No. That's why I was so free to kick her out. I was just like, yo, go.
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In today's day and time, record your phone calls with females. If they come to your home, make sure you have video cameras inside the home. It doesn't mean you can't have fun. You know, I mean, I don't bring females in my home. I haven't in over three decades. But I'm just saying, you've got to protect yourself because it literally is kill or be killed out here now. Go ahead.
Oh, trust me. Like my place, I'm not going to say what city it was in. I don't stay there anymore. I stay in Florida, even though I've got a 216 number.
Okay.
But it was one of those places where it has a doorman and like you have to get buzzed into the building. There's cameras everywhere. So there's no way that either one of them were getting in the building without my permission. But the girl never came into the building. She just took pictures outside of the restaurant the day after I kicked the girl out. So in her mind, she's like, oh, he probably had her over there. And it's like, no, it was none of that. Okay. I wasn't aware of anything until she alerted me. But
Listen, sir, again, I'm giving advice today, and you sound like you're headed down the right path, so I appreciate you calling in. And I'm just going to say one last thing before you go. All right?
Yep.
Don't follow females on social media and never like their pictures. Don't do that.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't follow no females on social media. If I do, it's business related. We work together. We do something together, business wise. You don't have to think and move like me. I'm 60. I'm hard on a bitch. There's no other way to say it. Bitch, I don't want to see you every day. I don't want to hear your inner thoughts. I don't want to see pictures of the food you're eating. I don't want to see simps commenting up under your pictures unless we're getting a bag together. Just had to say that. Niggas out here liking pictures. Gregory, I got your donation. Okay, 374. Okay, you're talking about the New York Jets, sir. I have no knowledge of what's going on with the Jets. I appreciate your donation, Gregory. He says, "Oh, do you mean Vinny Testaverde? Vinny 37, Favre 38, Rodgers 40. Okay, you're giving me the years of the New York Jets quarterbacks, I would assume." And let me just say to some of you who you seem to be stuck on how much the New York Jets are worth. I don't care. I don't care. It's the number one market, New York. Do you understand what I mean when I say the number one market? Endorsement deals, branding, sponsorships. It's New York. It's a business district. They deserve championships with the New York Jets and the New York Knicks. That's why I'm so hard on both of those teams. He caught a lick, Aaron Rodgers. I think the franchise needs to be sold. I don't care how much they're worth because clearly what they're making is not being put into paying people to make the right decisions. Thank you for your donation. Hey, Tiffany says, okay, Tiffany wants to cam up. I would love to have you chime in. Let me slow down. How do I do this? Hold on. Okay. Let me send Tiffany the cam up link. And I'm not hating on anybody who's married. I don't rock with married guys. Married guys lie all the time to their wives. They try to use me. Oh, yeah, I got to go take care of something with Star. Oh, especially Italian guys. Oh, my God. They're worse than blacks. I just had to say that. Let me go to area code 917. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. 917, we're talking about Joe Biden pardoning his son Hunter. Are you there? 917?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon.
Hey.
I feel as though a lot of people are bugging out. Joe Biden was supposed to pardon his son.
Okay.
It's his flesh and blood, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Okay.
I know he's a crackhead, but it is what it is. Like, my sons, they do something, that's rule of the land. It is what it is. That's his son. That's his kin. You are supposed to pardon him. That would have been wrong if he didn't.
Okay, I hear you. I mean, I'm not trying to say you're wrong in your thinking, but we're talking about the commander-in-chief who is supposed to be truthful and answer to the people. He's a public servant. You understand that mission?
I could totally dig that.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig it. But so what? That's his family first.
Okay.
And that's from his nutsack, his son. He made bad decisions, and yeah, he got to deal with what he got to deal with. Public scrutiny, but at the end of the day, blood is blood.
Right. Yeah. Never mind these niggas and these Hispanics. Mine ain't going to the penitentiary, right? It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. If I was in office and my son,
but you're not in office. Hang on a second. I don't mean to be terse. You're not in office. We're talking about the commander-in-chief.
Hypothetically, you're right.
The commander-in-chief, Caucasian. Mine's ain't going to the penitentiary. Damn yours.
It ain't.
Right?
Yeah. Sure ain't.
Yeah.
Why would I? That would be
He told Charlemagne, aka Lesser Charge, you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Now, that may not bother you, but as a man of color, melanated, whatever you want to call me, the audacity to say that. That was crazy.
Well, you know, Biden.
And you hang on,
Big on
hang on,
audacity.
baby, hang on. I'm gonna give it to you. You can land your plane.
All right.
That type of person and the party that he represents, I got to look at you sideways from that point on. So now, if this is okay with you, that's fine. But I had to at least put it on the table, and I appreciate you calling in. Go ahead, land your plane.
All right. Yeah, no, and I said what I said about that. I'm pardoning. I dig him on that part. That's probably the realest thing he did since he's been in office. Show who he really is.
Right.
And the part about being single and all of that right now, definitely. Ladies, protect your peace. There's some TikTok going around. A man taped up the whole living room. She met him one time, and he was about to unalive her. It's crazy, right here in New York City.
Can you go back for a second? What happened? I didn't catch that one. What happened?
All right, so boom, she met some guy off of a dating app.
Okay.
They go on a date. Everything is peaches and cream. It's going smooth. So he texts her once the date is over. They go their separate ways. He texts her like, "Oh, my roommate is not here. I can't open the apartment. Yada yada yada. Can I come spend the night?" So she's like a little apprehensive, but she agrees to letting him sleep in the living room, and she goes in her room.
Okay.
She goes in her room and locks the door.
Right.
He starts knocking on her door like, "Can I borrow a charger for my phone because it's dead?" So she's starting to get scared because he's banging on her door. She calls the police. When the police arrive, her whole living room is taped up and taped up in plastic, and there was tools in the living room. So the police, of course, arrest him, and now we just gotta wait for part 3.
Okay, stay with me because you're educating me. How old is she? How old is he? Are we talking black people, Hispanics? What are we talking about?
I believe we're talking. I didn't show her face, but she says she's in her 30s.
Okay, and the guy?
30s,
Black?
early 30s.
Okay, they were black. Can we assume?
Well, I can't assume. Everything is whatever right now. Everything is whatever.
Okay. All right. So she didn't get hurt. She called the police, and they came, and he was setting up the living room for a sacrifice. That's what it sounds like to me. An offering. Don't
Yes,
laugh.
it was. Yes.
Yeah. May have been some type of Hispanic, trying to perform a cleansing by way of brujeria.
Stop. It could have been some brujeria going on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Brujeria.
In her house.
Yeah, well, that's where you do it, in the living room. Brujeria, santeria. Did they have feathers and any type of chicken heads and candles?
Star, we can't put this on the whole.
I'm being dead ass, baby. I'm being dead ass. Did they find these things?
Oh, my God.
They find those things?
No, they only found the toolbox in the whole living room. I told you, wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, the toolbox. Anyway, I appreciate you, baby.
It sounded like a sacrifice, my love, but thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
Later.
Okay. I'm doing too much. Anybody in the live chat know what I'm talking about? So I sound like Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper was performing work. Anyway, hold on a second. Tiffany, there you are.
Hey, Star.
Hey, girl. Good to see you again.
You too. How you feeling?
I'm great. I'm I'm up early in the mornings. You help me with the timestamps on the rebroadcast, so we're always texting. I'm giving advice. The joy of being single, or Joe Biden pardons his crackhead son Hunter. What do you want to start, Tiffany?
I saw the news last night about the pardon.
Yeah.
As a parent, I think that it's no accountability. And if I can just get a little bit personal, when I had to do a short stint, my brother who stepped in and he just saw all of the things that I had been up to, that I was hiding, and just this other life that I was living as an addict. He said, no, I'm not using no money that you put up. It stops today. You're going to sit and you're going to think about the ramifications of your actions. And yeah, you're embarrassing yourself pretty much. And
so you did prison time is what you're saying?
yes.
Do you want to say how much? I don't want
It
you
was a short as you
a
said
skidbit.
but my terms and conditions for me to come out was for me to go to rehab immediately.
Okay.
And it wasn't until, my head and my mind was clear that I said, oh my God, what have I done? Because when you're under the influence and but just as having accessibility as the president's son, again, why should he be pardoned? Why is it different? Why is it different for him? He's a laptop with all types of things. I remember when I saw him going live, and I was like, God, he's fried. This is the president's son, but he's got so much to say about other classes of people. And again, is the old adage, do as I say, not as I do. It's not fair.
Right. Let me jump in there for a second. And even though I've had friends and associates that have done prison time, hard time, and skid bids and all that sort of jazz, based upon society, sometimes we know, I'm not trying to speak on your brother's behalf, we know that sometimes you have to sit a person down or watch them get sat down, so they can then get their minds right.
Absolutely.
I've had associates, man, where calling me, collect. No, I ain't sending you no money, homie. What you got to do is get yourself a little boyfriend or get to pimping. I'm not putting nothing on your books. You're there for a reason. I mean, I'm hard like that on people, but okay. So I'm curious, if this will be anything that is used for legal means in the future, by him being the commander in chief, lying, long-term lying, and then giving him the pardon. Okay, so we accept that. You're the commander in chief. You have the power to do that. But can this be used as some type of precedent, for other people? That's my question.
Right. And that's my whole concern. And it's like, okay, the hypocrisy. Here you are, oh, Trump, he's got these felonies. He's done this, he's done that. But now when we're looking again, as you say, our standing president or whatever you want to call him, I look at it in two ways. I look at it as my own child, but then also, as you said, setting a precedent. So then is it okay? Then is it okay for the next person? Then is it okay for Trump? Then is it okay for his comrades and anybody else who's in office to do the same thing for their own children?
Right.
I don't agree with that. Yeah. No.
I think Black people should have one get out of jail free card.
I do too. Especially since Black people make up the majority of the population.
Right.
The prison systems, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are, still fighting for reparations. How about one free get out of jail card?
Sounds fair.
I like that.
I do too. We're talking about tangibles and giving people another opportunity to go out and make something of themselves. Let's start with that. Sounds good.
Yeah. Because we've done shows on the prison industrial complex and literally keeping people in prison to use them as cheap labor. We did that show maybe 4 months ago, and that's a real thing. But okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you opening up about your past experience. Any thoughts with regards to the joy of being single? I don't know, if you want to chime in on that or not.
I think that where we are, and as far as dating and getting to know one another, it's so disheartening, and it's very sad. If you really want to know my feelings on it, obviously, I have so many friends or associates and just women, and especially in the business that I'm in, people who are separating and divorcing at alarming rates.
Right.
And I feel like people are getting married just to say, I'm married, just to
Right.
say I have a ring, just for the ceremony, for the dress, for
Yeah.
everybody else. But it's not between everybody else. It's between two people who can come together, and whatever God you serve, whatever your beliefs are, your principles, that's who the commitment is ultimately, between. It's not calling your homegirl, calling your homeboy, or as you say, using your homeboy as an excuse.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever
I
it is.
can't stand married guys who, I got to talk about something else here that just reminded me. I can't stand married guys who try to use me so that they can go on these excursions. I had a buddy one time calling me when his baby mother was banging on his door because he was in there with another girl, asking me to call her at his front door and say, have you seen so-and-so? I said, nigga, are you kidding me?
Put me in this type of position.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Handle your handle. Click.
Yep. I've been there before. Been there, as far as friends wanting me to I guess cover for them. It's a joke if you ask me. I do believe that when it comes to people who have parents who have, as they say, thugged it out, it sounds like a prison term for real. I don't really know too many people, maybe two successful couples who I can honestly say, okay, they're making it work, but it hasn't been without a bunch of other stuff that's, tested their love, through time. And
if I can just jump in and say this, Tiffany, I'm not even really focused on what it takes for a marriage to work. That's a whole nother conversation.
True.
I just want to talk to guys and females who may be single, and I want to assure you that being single it's a good thing. Hell, I'm living proof.
I agree.
I live a great life. Again, I've never been depressed. I've never ever been bored in my life. I've always got something to do. Always. And I just wanted to reassure some people who may think, everybody I know who's married. Yeah, well, let them get married. Maybe you've got to find a hobby. As we get older, we have to keep going. I take road trips. I'm always buying books, a whole lot of stuff. So I just want to say that. But anything else you want to discuss? I want you to take your time. And guys, this is Tiffany who helps with the timestamps in case you don't know on the rebroadcast. Please, Tiffany.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I do hear about people who say, "Well, I'm bored," I'm like, "How? How can you be bored?"
Bored.
I don't have enough time. And when I am approached about dating, or I am approached about my time, I'm always saying, like, I don't have time. I really don't, because I'm pouring so much into myself. Because in the past, I have allowed for so-called love relationships to kind of get in the way of things that I wanted to make happen. And I said that I would never do that again. I'm very selfish about that. And I'm very intentional about who I give my time to. Even if it is a conversation, as you said, it doesn't have to be this whole transactional thing. And we get so caught up in that, and in the world of social media, of presenting something that's this perfect package, and that's not what exists. So just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it doesn't mean that you're not in a good place or a good space.
Right.
I've been speaking about mental vampires for decades, and I made sure when I wrote my first book to include a section on mental vampires, people who constantly are trying to suck the life out of you because they don't necessarily have a purpose or don't know where they're going. And it doesn't mean that I owe you something,
No.
and it doesn't mean that I'm being nasty or mean spirited, but I got to focus on my peace. But
Peace. I like
great
that.
to talk to you again.
Always good to talk to you, and thank you for having me on the platform.
Absolutely.
Have a good one. Salute.
Okay. Take care, Tiffany.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now. Okay. That's Tiffany. She, as I said, she helps me along with deeds and, does a great job. Destroyer of false prophets. I got your cash app, sir. Thank you for your support. He says baby showers are weddings in the hood. Hashtag modern women. I got no problem with how people, enjoy their existence, if you will. I'm not coming down on nobody. I'm just saying for me personally, when somebody says, oh, you should get married, that's a sign that you don't like my confidence. You don't like the fact that I live a boss life still. You don't like the fact that I can get up and go when I feel like it. Anybody in the live chat take naps? You've heard me speak about my naps before. Oh my God, the naps are so important. Salute to Dana with the data. Dana, her and I talk, all the time. Sometimes she calls me. She says, "Are you taking your nap?" And I say, "No." Or if I am, I say, "I'll call you back in an hour and a half." Same with deeds. They're very respectful with regards to that nap. That nap is so important. I canceled 2 relationships within the last 7 years. Females couldn't understand the nap. Thinking I'm someplace. Why is your phone off? The phone's not off. The ringer's down because I'm taking the nap. I got to take that nap. Anyway, Melody, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Peace, Shazam. I appreciate your donation, sir. Okay. And hold on, guys. I'm coming to the phones. I'm coming. Lord Stryker, I got your donation. Hold on. He says, hey, Star, I'm sitting on the bus right now, and this 800-pound mammy in a wheelchair is about to make me late for work because she can't fasten her seatbelt. Shaking my head. Well, sir, you're going to help her? She might have a bag for you, sir. Thank you for your donation. Vicky, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, supporting the machine. Peace, Star. Thank you so much, Vicky. Okay. Vaughn, I got your donation. Sir, send me an email. Vaughn, V-O-N. Are you trying to call in? The number's on the screen, sir. It's right there. 848-888-9177. You can call in with any phone. I just need to know what area code you're calling from, sir. Or are you asking me what phone system do I use? I'm not clear, okay? Shells, I got your donation. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Shells? Okay. Shells, I think you're mad because I am objective. You think I should say one thing or act a certain way. That bothers you. That bothers you that you can't predict what I'm going to say or how I should feel. I know. Thank you for your donation. Supreme. Okay. It's an old buddy of mine. Let me go to area code 215. Thank you for your call. Please watch the language. It's an early edition show. Are you there? 215.
Yes, sir. I always try to watch my language as much as possible.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, so I'm all right, man. I'm all right. So as far as the joys of being single and marriage, I think for the longest time in human civilization, marriage has been seen as something of a transaction. This whole thing of marrying out of love and the total, complete time of human civilization is fairly recent, right? And I think that it's being exposed as not being effective. Prior to this notion of marrying for love, people got married, families married other families. There were arranged marriages. You have livestock, I have land. Your livestock can graze on my land, so my daughter will marry your son, and that way we can move forward and build something, build a legacy. So,
sir, I need to jump in and say I can appreciate what you're saying, but I'm talking about the joy of being single.
Well, this is what I'm saying. What I'm getting to is that the reason why being single is being seen as more advantageous is because marriage, you're always going to be more joyful being single, because in 2024, there's no advantage to being married. There's really it's nothing to it. It's no reason to get married. If you are interested in a female and you're in a good financial place and you take advantage of being single by working on yourself, working on your finances, you have access to that female whether she's in a relationship or not.
Okay.
So what would be the point in even entering a monogamous relationship with someone who you can have access to whenever you want to have access to?
Can I jump in?
That woman is in a relationship.
Can I jump
in?
Sir. Can I jump in? Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, but with regards to marriage, there are people who do need to utilize marriage for certain reasons. Let's not ignore gay rights and gay marriage. I can respect people who are gay and they have not had the right to be married over the decades and the centuries, and they have spouses, people who they love, and they should be entitled to certain things by way of if someone else passes or the other one, they should be entitled to assets and other things. So I'm not saying, hang on, sir, if I can just speak, I'll let you land your plane. I'm not saying marriage is a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm focused today on the joy of being single. Now, if I understood you correctly, you said that being single is, how did you phrase that again? You should be single, or what? How'd you say that?
I think that single is always going to be more joyful than marriage.
Bingo. Let me stop you right there. There are people who cannot be single. They become depressed. There are needy people who need someone, and I respect that as well. But I'm trying to focus on the joy of being single. Are you yourself single?
Yes, sir.
Tell us,
and again,
tell us how happy you are, if you are happy. I don't know.
Tremendously. Okay. Tremendously happy. And the thing is that the progress that I've made in my life, I've made, with prayer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and God. I know you're atheist, but that's how I made progress in my life. Tremendous progress.
Okay.
I haven't made progress with the help of someone else. So why would I bring in someone else into my situation if they're not going to allow me to call the plays? I'm in winning Super Bowl, so you gotta run the plays I call.
Okay.
You can't come in here and go rogue. You know what I'm saying? But and just to go back to a point you made, yes, marriage is efficient if you and your partner are running a business. If you and your partner are growing something financially, and you are benefiting from the financial advantages from being married.
Right.
So no, I'm saying marriage out of love, marriage out of that emotional component. And again, like you say, some people are emotionally needy, so yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
But again, even if you're, I just think that degeneracy and immorality has affected so much of the population, especially through social media, that getting married, again, outside of the financial advantages to get married, which still exist, and still give credence to get married. I'm not talking about that. As far as,
can I ask you another question, sir? How old are you?
I'm 42.
Can I guess that you're healthy?
Listen, I am amazingly healthy. And like you, and I know how you say how you be like, oh, I never had diabetes, never had high blood pressure. I'm in that same boat. I'm black. I'm full black. Never had diabetes, never had high blood pressure.
You're healthy, sir, because number one, I don't mean to cut you short, the body heals itself. Your body dictates to you what you should and what you should not consume. If you are, in a union, I'm not saying, it's necessarily a bad thing, but you come home, you have a taste for, I don't know, eggplant or lasagna, and somebody puts a pork chop in front of you with smothered gravy.
It's that and the fact that because I'm single, I have to focus on what I'm eating.
Yeah.
No one else focuses on what I'm eating. Nobody else puts thought into what I put in my body. In terms of food. Not saying that I'm a super go hard healthy vegan, but I'm the person that dictates what I eat. So I put thought into what I eat. I don't rely on somebody else to hand me food. So the thing I also want to say about
I got to take
I just want to touch on Joe Biden. Okay, all right. Joe Biden, he's showing the disdain that he has for the Democratic Party. Democratic elites are showing the disdain that they have for the Democratic electorate. He's also showing the disdain that he has for all of the black people of color that he put in a position to represent him and that stood on business 10 toes, saying that he wouldn't pardon his son and looked like absolute complete idiots, completely destroyed their credibility. He put them on Front Street and left them hanging out to dry. Horrible.
I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
You're back.
Appreciate the call. Okay. We're having some good conversations here. Guys, there's my Zelle information on the showrunner if you want to contribute to the show via Zelle. Okay. I think Sunday's in the queue. Sunday, is that you? Sunday, do you want to cam up or do you want me to take your call? Sunday's single. Sunday, sit tight. I'm coming to you next. Just hold on. My showrunner, The Joy of Being Single, folks. Again, I was just exploring that a little bit more. I've mentioned this in the past, but what really prompted me to put that in the showrunner today and talk about it was this morning. I'm up at 7:30 a.m. every day, sometimes 8 a.m., and I'm zipping and zooming, and I just wanted to again give advice, not to tell you that you shouldn't get married, but that there's joy in being single. It doesn't mean that you don't have parameters. It doesn't mean that you can't adhere to deadlines. I'm very much a punctual person when it comes to my business, but I think it often gets misconstrued with regards to people thinking because you're single that you're not happy. Anybody in the live chat ever go to the movies by yourself? I have been going to the movies by myself for years, since the 80s. Some of the most enjoyable films that I've seen have been by myself. I can just sit there and focus. I saw Blade Runner, if you know that film, back in the early 80s in New York City. I'll never forget it. I went and got some beef and broccoli from this Chinese restaurant, fresh beef and broccoli. And I'm sitting there watching Harrison Ford Blade Runner. One of the best experiences I ever had. I had time to listen to the dialogue, and it was a science fiction film, and I just said, wow. TJ got your donation. Star, I'm lonely. I got all this money and a dog. I'm looking for a Suki type. I want okay. I don't want her to take my okay. Well, I'm not lonely, sir. I can't help you with that. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. See, there is a difference. If you're just trolling, I thank you for the donation. But if you are serious, then why don't you just pay for the Suki type? You know, there's a lot of not that I'm promoting you know, guys becoming simps and tricks, but there's a lot of females, escorts, if you will, that are cleaner than square chicks. Do you know that? Cleaner. They're in the sex industry, so they have to go get checkups and make sure that they're clean. You got some of these broads walking around here that you would think, you know, just because their physical appearance makes them look a certain way, the snatch is musty. They don't go to get any type of checkups, polluted wombs, smoking hookah, and all sorts of nonsense. Sunday, is that you? Area code 206. Sunday.
Yes.
Hey.
How you doing? Yeah.
Good to hear from you. You and I were speaking last night and this morning. So you don't want to cam up? You just want to talk?
Yeah. I was just going to talk.
Okay. All
right. That's okay.
Yeah, showrunner. Let me put it back on the screen. The joy of being single. Take your time. Where do you want to start? Sunday.
I love your showrunner for today. I hope you do more of these topics more often.
Well, that's what I was speaking to you about. You and I doing relationship topics.
I really like your perspective, because I mean, I think more people should adapt the mentality that you have when it comes to relationships, because I think a lot of people are too emotionally driven.
Okay.
And they're not objective enough when it comes to relationships.
Okay.
As for myself, being 35, you know, again, I'm only speaking for myself.
Right.
I already have a child, so that box is checked, right? Mm-hmm. If I didn't have kids, then our relationship would be a little bit more urgent. But I already have a child, so I'm done. One and done. I'm not going to have a whole tribe of children. I'm done with one kid. Right. And so the way that I feel now is I'm focused on myself. I'm in my selfish mode. And so I think that being single is amazing. It's great. Would I stay single forever? No. But I think for the next year or so, I'll be single and happily by choice. Yeah.
You've got living to do.
I have a mission. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've been able to focus on myself since becoming a mother. And now that I'm in a really good space and time to where I can focus on myself. I have a business that I'm building. I have things that I want to do. I want to travel. And what I find with, this is going to sound really weird, but, you know, Kevin Samuels, although I adored everything that came out of his mouth, one of the issues that I had with what he would say is that you cannot do better than your baby daddy. Like whoever you had a child with is who you're going to forever attract. I don't agree with that. I think that's false.
Okay.
The reason why is because there are a select few of women that can elevate themselves and improve their marketplace value. So for example, if you're a 5, right? If you're a 5, you can boost up to a 6 or a 7. How do you do that? Get in the gym, fix your finances, you know, do certain things, get a therapist, whatever. But for him to say that all you can do is what you've already had, I don't agree with that. And so for me,
can I jump in, because I don't know the full context of what he said. He's not here to defend himself. He said you can't do better, or you can't upgrade from your baby daddy or ex-husband.
Correct.
How did he say that?
Yeah, he was saying, you know, women who want high value men, you're not going to get it because your baby daddy makes $20,000 a year. That's what you deserve. That's what you're going to get.
Oh, okay.
And so even if you've removed yourself from that situation,
he may have a point. He may have a point.
That's what your coochie is. That's what your coochie's worth.
Yeah.
He's saying your coochie's worth the low scale man that you had a child with. And for me, it's like, it's kind of yes and no. So I can only speak for myself, right? I'm not speaking for other women. I'm focused on upgrading myself. So that's not the truth. I don't want to stick in the category of my son's father. I know for a fact that if I give myself my selfish year, I'll definitely be upgrading. And the way to do that is focusing on your mental health, your fitness, improving your appearance, certain things that you can do, getting your finances in order, certain things that you can do to attract a better mate. And I know that it's possible. I've seen improvements already. I went from, I think my son's father, when I met him, was probably making an average salary of like 50 to 60,000.
Okay.
After that, I attracted a 6-figure man. And then now I'm continuing to take steps to improve. And then it's not about money.
Can I jump in, Sunday? Can I jump in? And you and I are already
absolutely
on the same page. And when I spoke to you last night, I said, let's address a relationship topic tomorrow. And I said in advance, I think we're on the same page. So I'm not trying to give you any pushback with regards to what Kevin Samuels said, but I really appreciated him. He was a couple of years younger than me. So I think, I could be wrong, what he may have been talking about did not include someone like yourself, because I hear you saying that you've improved. You've improved.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He may have been talking about women who cannot improve, and therefore you're not going to do better than your baby daddy because that's what you deserve. So stop aspiring for a high value man. But listen, you and I have come to know each other a little bit. You do have a mission. I appreciate that about you. And that's just one of the reasons why I've invited you back on this show. But let's talk about the beauty and the joy of being single. Again, you're very young, and I say that with all due respect. With regards to society now, people working from home, a lot of people, the traveling that you've been talking about, you've got to nourish your mind right now. You're at that point. You're not middle-aged yet, You've got to nourish your mind. So I commend you. I salute you. Tell us about some of the joy. It may sound selfish to others, but you have to feed your mind, yes, to continue that joy, please.
Yeah, I've never been happier in my life. I've never been happier. I will say, being single prior to turning 35 was not a happy time for me.
Okay.
I was always seeking a partner. I've had long periods of being single. Like, I don't jump from relationship to relationship. I've been single for 2 years now. And so I always wait. I don't just jump from, penis to penis.
Okay.
But for me, it's like, I'm so happy now. I don't want to go back to changing anything. I'm happy because I wake up and I cater to myself and my responsibilities. I don't have to worry about catering to someone else and kind of molding myself to them. I'm very much so traditional in that way, to where I dedicate my time and energy to my partner.
Okay.
And not having to do that at this point in time is fantastic. So I'm the one that would be cooking and cleaning and doing the domestic things and tending to the children. If my partner, they have kids, and I'll take care of their kids, just all these things. And so for me, it's like I have so much reserve of energy now, where before I was completely depleted. I didn't have any energy to focus on my own priorities, my own projects, my own goals. I have energy for myself and what I want to do. And I have energy to just, like, for example,
I got
partners,
you. Can I jump in? Before I forget? Waking up in the morning is such, for me, it's a crucial point in my life, and the peace of waking up. Now, there's gonna come a point when I don't wake up, but waking up and just being able to stroll past the living room. I always go to the patio to look out into the backyard to see if the squirrels are moving about, and I got to talk about them later. And then going to the front bay window to look at the ocean. Man, that's priceless. So I just wanted to say that the waking up part is so crucial. And again, I want to give advice to people here today, to that peace of mind, if you will. You were saying something else. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, not to sound vain, but I find that, when you start wanting to improve your appearance, sometimes people are intimidated by that. Why are you going to the gym? Why do you want to be, in a swimsuit or whatever the case? And so I don't have anybody, critiquing me in that way, worrying about what I'm doing with my appearance. So if I want to exercise an hour a day, if I want to go to a gym, if I want to make changes, I'm free to do that without consulting or having to worry about somebody's insecurity. Because I do think that that's a point of contention for a lot of couples, where one person is suddenly, modifying themselves to better themselves, and then the other person is still in an unhealthy state, and they're like, well, who are you trying to impress? Like, I don't have to answer to anybody for why I want to suddenly lose 20 pounds. And I love that. I want to craft myself as I would like to be, and not in somebody else's preference. Like, if my partner wants me to be heavier, I don't want to accommodate that anymore. I like to be slim, so that's what I'm going to do. And if people don't like me, that's fine. So that's the freedom of being single, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Nice. Any advice? Because we are giving advice. Spirit, I got your donations. Thank you so much, Spirit. Guys, make sure you check out Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. One of the best platforms for classic R&B, jazz, soul, and you will get an education if you go there as well. Spirit Smooth Tunes. Any advice for females, who may be experiencing depression because they're alone and they're worried about being alone? Any advice, if you will?
I was recently looking at I think it was like a 2-hour-long interview with Kim Kardashian's personal trainer.
Okay.
She's this beautiful Armenian woman who is just built like a brick house. She's like so fit. Okay. And one of the things that she said is there's a proven study that depression is relieved anywhere between 60 to 70% just by exercising 5 minutes a day.
Okay.
And I thought that study was phenomenal. And I think a lot of women neglect the power of exercise. So for those of us that are feeling depression from not having a partner, maybe you should go to the gym, because you not only will you attract a better quality of man for being in shape, but you'll relieve that depression naturally instead of drinking and, going to a substance. And I say that sincerely. I'm not trying to sound generic in my response. Okay, no, that was one of the main
that's your advice.
Issues.
I can respect that. It's your advice.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think that was one of the main issues that Kevin Samuels and the Red Pill community had, is that women tend to be out of shape the older we get. Yeah. Go to the gym. You're going to have better mental health, better clarity. The depression is going to lift by up to 70%. And then you can make a better partner selection. That's what I think is the first step before just finding a filler. Like, just jumping to another man is not going to solve the root issue. So I would say go to the gym if you're feeling depressed. That's what I think.
Hey, I appreciate you joining me this afternoon. Again, we spoke last night about this particular topic. Let's catch up later on this evening, and let's see if either tomorrow or Wednesday is a good day for us to. I want you to cam up so we can have another
for sure
relationship discussion and give advice.
Okay, cool.
We're going to call this segment Relationship Advice.
Okay, right. Cool.
Great to talk to you, Sunday.
All right, cool.
Bye now.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Sunday tapping in, okay? Someone sent me a donation and an email, and they said, Star, please do not read my email on screen, but this is just for you personally. Okay. They said I can make reference to the email, but please don't read it. Okay. Well, anonymous, depending on what your definition of true peace is, that may differ, you're asking me again the same old question that people try to use. Well, who's going to take care of you? Who says I'm going to need to be taken care of? If we look at the marriage rates and the divorce rate and how things have fallen apart nationwide for married couples, people don't stay together as much as they used to. You know, there was less stress, decades ago, centuries ago. People didn't have the burden of social media. People ate pork more so, right? They smoked cigarettes, and somehow they lived longer. Now you've got all sorts of medication. You've got the pharmaceutical industry pushing medicine on people. I feel for guys, in their 50s or 60s who take 5 and 10 pills a day. Holy smokes, I couldn't do it. Do you know why? Because based upon my research, those pills can create a gas inside of your abdominal system, and the gas can then become poisonous. I've done a little research here because I've got some people in my family that have passed on, and some people now. So again, to answer your donation, you said don't mention your name and don't read the email. My definition of peace is something that I look forward to. I'm not scared of death. It's the inevitable. But in terms of not being able to take care of myself, or as you said, who's going to take care of me? Well, they got these people now called hospice wives. You guys ever heard of a hospice wife? I've got insurance. I got money set aside. I think for me, that's the best way to go into my the twilight of my life. Put you on a salary. Because if we both hit our 80s and we stop liking each other, hey, you might start putting iodine in my orange juice. You might start putting some I don't know, Clorox in my goddamn my greens. There's a lot of people, from what I've researched, that kill their partners, and a lot of that goes unreported. So who's gonna take care of me? Well, I don't know. Hopefully I'll have a massive stroke and just check out. I won't need somebody to take care of me. Thank you for your email. Alex, I got your donation. Alex, send it here. Okay, Alex says, Star, can you share with us you got the FBI jacket you wore to rob niggas for coke? What? Can you share with us? Oh, where you got the FBI jacket you wore to rob niggas for coke? I said that you're talking the 80s. Where are we going? You sent a nice donation. There are stores that sell still police uniforms. You can get yourself a vest. You can get a badge. But again, I mean, that's all alleged. In the 80s, you had to go to that type of store. Now, I guess you can just go online. Just go online and type in FBI windbreaker. Yes, no, troll babies? I cannot confirm nor deny, sir, that I did that type of stuff. But thank you, Alex. Salute to you, man. Guys, sit tight in the queue. I see you. I'm coming. I just want to get back to... Oh, Vaughn, hang on a second, man. Guys, hold on. This guy sent in a donation. Let me see if I can send him the information now. And then I'm going to play more videos. Okay. Vaughn, I'm responding to your email now. You did send in a donation. Thank you so much. I won't put your business out there, but check out what I'm sending you, okay? Okay. And guys, I do phone consultations if I can assist you with regards to certain businesses, okay? And if you need any type of legal assistance, holler at me, okay? All right, I did speak to area code 215. Thank you. I'm just going to say Tony 215. We spoke, yes? Thank you for your support. Okay, I spoke to David. Let me go to area code 914. 914, you there? It's early afternoon. We're talking about Joe Biden giving his crackhead son a pardon. 914, you there?
Hey, Star. How are you this afternoon?
I'm great. Who's this?
I'm an old friend of yours, Unstoppable Mo.
Hey, from Philly?
I lived in New York, but yes, you might associate me with Philly.
Okay.
But
okay. We've never met we've never met in person, right?
We did meet in person one time in Brooklyn, and you signed your book for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, good to hear from you. Where do you want to start, Mo?
I want to talk about both Joe Biden. I think that his actions and the Democratic Party are very hypocritical. Yeah. The Democrat Party, they really like to take this moral high ground, like they're so like straight leg, better than the Republicans. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am an objective thinker. Okay. There's absolutely no difference between Joe Biden pardoning his son and Donald Trump's charges getting dropped. Okay. There's no difference. I think the Democrats are hypocritical, and as a mom, I'm a mother, I'm 52 years old, and I had a son that had some substance abuse issues, and I cut him completely off. At 19, he got kicked out of my house, he was cut off, and he wasn't allowed to have any interaction with us until he got help. And that was literally holding him accountable for his actions. He's 34 now. That's past him, but at no point in his life would have justified his actions.
Yeah.
And I think that if I had the opportunity or the power to pardon him, I probably wouldn't have. I'm sorry.
Now, hang on a second, Mo. I know we've spoken, and you say we met one time. You were in the educational field. No, I'm forgetting.
Yep, you're dead on.
Okay. I'm not gonna put your business out there. Yeah, and so you've dealt with young people, so you know certain signs to look for. And as you said, you cut your son off. He got his life together. Yes, as you just said.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I take issue with Joe Biden. I don't think that his son, Hunter, ever took accountability. He's now talking about doing community work, yada, yada, yada. I didn't hear none of this stuff leading up to his trials. Did you? I heard nothing about
No, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything about it. In fact, I don't know if one of your callers touched on this. Joe Biden initially said that he wouldn't use his position of power to pardon his son.
Oh, yeah, we put that
initially.
Yeah, we played those videos. Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to jump to the relationship advice on the joy of being single. Because I was
being single.
Let's joy. So as a single mother, I remained single for a very long time, and I put my energy into my career and raising my children. As my children got older and I had more flexibility, I did a lot of things for myself. Like I got into CrossFit. I traveled. I went to restaurants I wanted by myself.
Good for you.
And I got a lot of flack from what you would call mammies, saying, because I'm Black, I'm 100% African American, saying like, oh, what, I was told that there was a rumor, I was told that I was unhappy because I didn't have a man.
Right.
Like, when are you going to get a man? When are you going to get a man? When are you going to get in a relationship? But all of these women were married and in relationships. And one of the things that I would always say if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't be concerned with what a single person was doing.
Right.
Come to find out, Star, here, listen.
I got time. Mo, I got time. Come on.
Please, come to find out, all of these women were in marriages and relationships where they were absolutely miserable. And they were looking at me, being a middle-aged woman, looking good because I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm doing CrossFit like you. I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. I have my matcha green tea. I do my meditation, pouring into myself, looking beautiful, happy, flourishing. And all of them were overweight, stressed out, concerned about their man doing whatever.
And they probably had no edges. No edges
at all. So no, there is, and even like now, I'm 52 years old. There, I mean, at this age, and I'm not saying like at this age, if I date someone, it's going to be for like mutual attraction, no pressure, not looking to get anything from the other one, just enjoying each other's time, doing little things that make you happy, So yeah, it's like, but the thing is, you have to be happy and secure in yourself in order to attract someone with that same vibration.
Right.
Yeah, but there is no rush for me to give up this freedom.
Well, listen, as we get older, and I'm just going to champion what you just said, it's important to center ourselves, whether it's through prayer, meditation, smoking cigars. I take drives down by the water, at least 3 times a week. It's just centering yourself or getting a hobby or something. That's important, I think, because again, everybody can't be alone because they then drift into being lonely, and that could be depression. I don't know. I'm not a mental health expert, but I just want to say that. But go ahead and land your plane. Great to hear from you.
Yeah, good to you. And I would say I recently tried to get into a relationship, and it was the most miserable 12 months of my life because just having to share that time with someone and be considerate of them, and they're really not aligned with you. That's why I always say, like, it's very important to make sure that whoever you're splitting time with is on the same level as you are.
That's a fact. Great to hear from you, Mo.
But again, same as you.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's Unstoppable Mo. Anybody in that live chat go back with me that far? Very, very educated woman. Man, we used to have an old Yahoo group, and she used to go 10 toes down in that group. She could type so fast. Okay. Guys, I don't have in my contact lenses, but listen, it's okay if you're married. I'm not saying you're stupid for being married. I'm not saying that. If it works for you, it works for you. Listen, I know guys who are married and they lie to their wives, and their wives accept the lie, and their wives lie to them. Do you? I just don't want to be affiliated with that. I live in my truth, as they say, and I don't want to get too weird, but the frequency that I'm on, it's a great frequency, We've had that conversation before about frequencies. Okay, here's Blade. Blade says, alleged my ass. This nigga was running around with an FBI jacket in the 80s, a walkie-talkie, and a badge talking about freeze federal agent. Oh, thank you, Blade, for tapping in. Good to hear from you, sir. Good to hear from you, sir. You can always count on Blade to try and add to the conversation. Okay, and he sent in a donation. He says, check your email. Thank you, sir. Hold on a second. Okay, I'll come back to it. Hold on a second, guys. I'm doing a lot right now. Okay. Now we're talking. Thank you so much. Guys, hold on. I'm coming to the phone. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, and I printed something out here for for some of you guys. You may not know about this term, hospice wife. HOSPICE is a term that refers to a woman who marries a man in his later years to care for him. The term reflects the need for caregiving and companionship as people age. Men marry women in this way to help with tasks like medications, meals, doctor's visits, and emergencies. Yeah, you see? If it comes to that, I may even buy a small home for a hospice wife, not to live, in my home, but, just a couple of blocks over, or maybe down in the cul-de-sac. I mean, wherever I choose to ultimately live. You come over at 8:30 in the morning after I've gotten up and done what I need to do, and then we take a drive. You drive. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Go back to area code 404. Hey, you there? Good afternoon, 404. We're talking about Joe Biden pardons his crackhead son, or the joy of being single. Are you there? Area code 404. Yes, no,
yes,
maybe.
Sir, I'm here. You hear me?
Hey, how are you on a headset speakerphone, sir? We kind of losing you. You going in and out?
Yeah, I'm on the speakerphone. I'm driving.
Go ahead.
I'll call back a different time.
Well, no,
you can be better?
I want to take your call, but if you can just make some type of adjustments. I don't want you to crash.
Give me a second. I'll call back. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Whoa. Here's the homie. Gangs of love. Good to hear from you, sir, on a Monday afternoon. Gangs of love.
Star, big homie, what's going on with you?
Hey, man, talking about a few topics. You want to chime in?
Absolutely. Anytime you got these love topics, I'm gonna chime in. About the whole single thing, I think a lot of people be lying when they say they enjoy being single, because a woman wasn't designed to be single. A woman was put here for a man to enjoy. And, don't get me wrong, they do it, but men have choices. I think Kevin Samuels was ahead of his time. He was putting out the game, and he let men know the value that they bring to the world. Like most women now, they realize they're not the prize anymore. The man is the prize, because the man is the provider. And then the ratio of women to men nowadays is what? 10-1 almost. Mm-hmm. So I think these women be lying when they say they enjoy being single. I just really find that hard to believe.
Can I jump in?
Absolutely.
Okay. Kevin Samuels was right on time, sir. He's from my generation. Again, I think he was 3 years younger than me. I could really relate to a lot of the things that he said, and that's why I never came at him, never gave any pushback. He was doing what he did. But now keep in mind, Kevin Samuels spent about 6 or 7 years talking to men on YouTube. He wasn't some overnight sensation. 6 or 7 years, and he was barely even, scratching the surface. In the last 3 to 4 years of his life, he starts talking more to females, and boom, that's when he popped off. Do you know that?
Yeah, I've heard you state that before. Yeah.
Well, this is a fact. You can do your own research. He was right on time, and what he was saying was very assisting, and he had a wellspring of knowledge, and he admitted to his own errors, with regards to having children and so on and so forth. But now, why is it your place to think that women who you don't know, who say that they're happy, why is it your place to say that they're not? You're married. Why do you want to try and speak for women who could be in their 50s or 60s and they say they're happy?
Well, I'm the gangster of love, and when I start this podcast, that's going to be the topics of a lot of the shows that I host. But Star, look, these women will give you all these expectations of what they want, but look, they want a man that comes home that got calluses on his hands. Yeah. He smelled like he'd been drinking a 40 after work, and he want them to grab them and rub them on their tail and look them in their eyes and say, "Hey, woman, I love you." Like, they love stuff like that. Who wants to sit at home and read Zane books, Eric Jerome Dickey books, love novels, and be fantasizing about having something that a woman was designed to be here and to provide for a man and be a loving, caring wife? Like, they say that, and they probably get used to that, but that's not what they want. I don't believe it. That's not the design.
Well, hang on.
That God put here for them.
Hang on, and I'm not going to give you pushback on what you believe, because you keep using the word design as if there is a designer. I don't want to, get into that right now. But my question is, because you're married, how many years? I've seen your beautiful wife and your children. You live in Nebraska, Omaha. I forget. Where is it?
Yep. Nebraska, married 9 years. It'll be 10 coming up.
Okay.
24 and 25.
Why do you feel the need to say they're lying? I'm just talking about the joy of being single. And, we're not sitting here. Well, the people who are calling in, they're just stating their position, but the focus is not, don't get married. Don't get married. That's, why do you feel the need to say they're lying?
Okay, well, let the gangster love change his stance and not say they're lying. But let me say this.
Well, no. Stand on what you said, but now stand on what you said. But now, with all due respect, I've seen your beautiful wife. Right? She's surprised, man. And your wife isn't the type. Correct me if I'm wrong. To be in seek of a thug with a 40 ounce on his breath, right?
Nah, she made me lay everything down, and I became a square.
Right.
Yep.
So why do you think that women in their 50s or their 60s who are calling in or who say that they are happy, why do you feel the need to say, no, you're not, you're lying?
Well, as you were stating earlier, that men have this thing where you can get a quote hospice wife, but as a woman gets older, most women that I know, and I don't want to go the colorway, but a lot of black women don't work out as they get older. So, hey, men break down, women break down. So a woman's going to need somebody to take care of her just as much as a man. Okay. So, and then I'm just thinking also, when you think of a woman, like, she's never had kids and she's never been married, as she gets older, she's going to need that companionship, whether it may not even be from a man, but you got to think she's going to want to leave her legacy behind, meaning, hey, so if you've ever lost some homeboys in the streets and their mother is like, hey, at least I got his kids to keep her going. A woman needs something like that to keep her going. Okay. So I just think they lying, Star. I'm not saying that your callers are lying. I'm just saying women in general. Okay. I think that they need somebody to come home, look them in their eyes, and say, hey, woman, I love you. I done did you wrong, but they need a man. That's just real.
Hey, I appreciate the gangster love. Salute, man. Salute.
Hey, thank you for taking my call, Star. Peace.
Yes, sir. He said they need somebody to come home and say, woman, I did you wrong. I don't think I've ever told a female I did you wrong. I did you wrong, shorty. I'm going to make it up to you. Let's pray together, huh? Area code 443. Sit tight. You're up next. I got your donation. Thank you very much. Guys, we're having some good topics of discussion here. I guess nobody else wants to cam up. Thank you to Tiffany. Okay. Again, please check out Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. That's his information right there. We've passed the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to be wrapping this up shortly. It was just a very quick morning show that I wanted to discuss Sleepy Joe and his crackhead son. Gave him a full pardon. Matter of fact, I'm not going to play any more videos because I'm going to have to then do an edit, and I don't want to go through that. You guys can get up to speed on what is going on with the president and his son. Okay. Area code 443. You are my last caller. Thank you for your support. Where do you want to start? 443.
We're going to start. Hey, how you doing, Star? We're going to start with. I want to start with Joe Biden and the Democrat Party.
Okay.
I just think that most parties, including especially Democrats, they like being lied to. They don't really want the truth.
Okay.
So they're easy to just like pull the wool over their eyes because they don't even look for the truth. And the Democratic Party have been able to keep them happy by just telling them the same old story every time around to get them riled up and get their votes. And now all they're seeing is the truth, that he's just a politician. He's going to tell you guys that he's always admirable, he's about justice, but at the end of the day, he's human just like everybody else. Well, he likes to grope. He likes to hug a lot of people, but other than that, he's on his way out. And guess what? He doesn't have anything to prove to anybody, and that's his son. His kids and his family did pass in a car accident. If my son was an addict, whatever, look, that's between him. If you have a higher power than him and God, hopefully he can get it right. But I'm not going to let my son die in prison. Look, I'm going to use the authority that I have, and I'm going to pardon. Okay. Call it what you do. Call it what it is. Everybody, take care of your own. That's what it is.
Okay.
And when it comes to relationships, I think it's just the same. Women are like the American people or the Democrats. They want to be lied to, and men also, they want to be lied to. Okay. I mean, and that's the problem where a lot of relationships, I think, go wrong, that a lot of people don't take the time to work on themselves and be able to tell the truth. Everyone's lying, man. I'm not saying lying, but let's say this. All right. If a man wants a woman and he doesn't want to lose her, sometimes he may be afraid to be tired. Listen, I'm not really ready to settle down.
Sir, if I can jump in for a second, because I want to make sure that we stay on topic here. The showrunner is the joy of being single. I don't want to get into the whole thing about why marriages break up or what couples can do to stay together. I'm promoting being single. I'm
single.
It's worked for me for decades. I've had some beautiful relationships, and I've had relationships that lasted 4, 3. My last one was 6 years with a beautiful girl, beautiful internally and on the outside, and hey, we both decided to go our separate ways, but I ain't mad at nobody. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing.
There's pros and cons.
Nothing negative to say. Go ahead.
There's pros and cons in every situation. There's pros if you find a good woman and a good wife and it's working for you. And sometimes it might work for you when you're going to be single. But you gotta that's to each individual, depending on your circumstance. Everyone's different, So when you were in a relationship, I'm pretty sure when it was good, it was good. It was working for you. And when you got to that point where you realized that this isn't working for me anymore.
Are you single, sir?
No.
Are you single?
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, I am. But
Can you stay on topic? Hang on. Stay on topic. I want you to land your plane. You're my last caller. Tell us about the joy of being single. Never mind relationships. What do you do as a single man that brings you joy? Finish up.
I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to give an explanation. I am the dictator of my life. If I want to go out on a Tuesday and have a Crown Royal apple and eat some hot wings and come in the house or don't come in the house, I can do that. Okay. But You know,
All right.
if I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna have to, where are you at, and all those things. Sometimes,
Gotcha.
not all situations, but just for me.
I
Yep.
appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Star.
Thank you.
Salute.
Salute. Okay. All right. I'm going to finish up the show and say this. First, let me get a banner ready here. Supreme well-being. Okay. With regards to the joy of being single, let me just finish up by saying it's not always about not answering to someone. We all have to meet people halfway if you're in a relationship. And I have no problem being in a relationship. I'm not anti-relationship. Don't take that from this broadcast that I'm anti-relationship. I'm not. There's sometimes I'm in a relationship and it's great as long as we like each other, and I do make the effort. I make the effort. Don't get it twisted. I don't simp, but I make the effort. But I want to emphasize that your peace of mind, in my opinion, that's the key to the joy of being single. Your internal peace. Again, some people find that by way of meditating, praying. But the ultimate goal is your peace. Doesn't mean you have to be mean to people, nasty. Doesn't mean that you have to force people to only text you. Well, if you got my number, then I should feel comfortable speaking with you just as much as texting. Does that make sense? I hope so. Hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And tomorrow we'll talk about another relationship topic, I'm pretty sure. Have a good day. Bye now.